Hi, today I'm here with Abby and Sunil from the Emperor Nursery Group. They were established in January 23 and have 3 settings currently in Hertfordshire and Hampshire with plans for a few more along the way. So I wanted to talk to you guys today because as relatively new entrants to the market, how did you kind of prepare before you bought your first nursery to learn about the sector and kind of get to grips with what you were getting yourselves into?
So I think just kind of from our wider networks and from kind of previous career journeys and things like that, we knew a few nursery owners already.
Yeah.
And one of the obvious things to do in that situation is actually pick up the phone, give them a call, ask them, what is it like?
Yeah.
What is it like? Kind of, why did you originally get into the business? What has kept you in it? And actually, what does the future look like for you in the nursery sector? 99% of the things we were hearing were positive. It was, you actually work with really great people. Yeah. If you can deliver a quality service or product, then people want to come to you. So there isn't a demand problem.
No.
And I think the key thing for us was we actually just wanted to learn. So one of the key decisions we made in acquiring our first setting was actually who do we learn from in that setting? I think we fully acknowledged that we weren't the childcare experts at that time. However, we needed to work with a childcare expert. So the first setting with an excellent manager who had been there for kind of 10 plus years. And we met her prior to sale and said, this is who we are. This is what we think we can bring to this nursery and how we can help you do your job. However, you need to teach us exactly what we need to prioritize from everything, resources based, childcare based, learning journeys based. If we say to you, we think the software can help, push back on us, tell us, no, this won't work. And it was really kind of a collaborative journey. And we said to each other, we'll be sponges for that setting and just take it all in and see where we go.
Yeah. Because I think it's interesting, a lot of people, I think they feel like they can learn everything there is to know before they even own a nursery. But actually, that's really hard to do so, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the best way of learning anything is actually being in there, not just in nurseries, in any sector you're in. You can research it academically as much as you want, but in real life, the first day, the first week is where you learn the most. Yeah. And we've learned so much and we're still learning. Yeah. We're only 3 years in, so some people were still babies in the industry. So we've got so much more to learn. But really enjoying it so far.
Every day's still a school day.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. And was there any areas, before you were able to kind of get boots on the ground, so to speak, that you were particularly kind of worried about or concerned about?
I think a key thing that you always hear about in the wider market is staffing. There's a staffing crisis, there's a recruitment crisis, the staff turnover is really bad. And actually one of the things that we take pride on is we really want to look after our staff because actually without the staff, it's just a building.
You can't do anything.
You can't do anything. Yeah. So one of the things we're really proud of is looking after our management team and helping them to look after our after kind of the in-room team effectively, and whatever we can do to support. So we'll pay for training, we'll pay for kind of additional HR, we'll do one-to-ones with all of the team members every now and then to make sure that they have other avenues that they can reach out to the decision makers in the business. So
and we throw really fun Christmas
parties
and summer parties.
Oh wow!
We did clay pigeon shooting last year.
Yeah. And I think kind of bringing that extra bit of energy into nursery settings that often have just kind of felt a little bit isolated and not had that love is something that we really enjoy.
We're looking to grow on. And
exactly.
It's lovely. Okay. And a bit of a curveball question. Is there anything that has surprised you about this sector? You had like a certain expectation about maybe regulations or anything like that, and you kind of gone, actually, that's not what I expected it to be.
It's actually kind of how much the staff are doing. Actually, they deliver an outstanding amount, volume of work, but also quality of work. Yeah. And we think kind of what they're being trusted to do on a day-to-day basis is actually genuinely incredible.
It is.
So that was actually quite surprising.
Yeah.
The second thing is actually kind of how fun it all is. When you realize kind of what you're striving to do is actually sending a child off ready for school with the whole kind of big wide world ahead of them, it's actually really fun. We want to go to every graduation. We want to go to every celebration, be part of it. And that's something
that's not just about the numbers.
Yeah, we don't want to sit in an office and be behind the scenes. No. We want to be part of it. We want to know everyone. We want to know the families and the children. We actually make ourselves available to everyone should they want us. So we're really proud of that.
And I think the other thing to add to that, so Sunil was previously in the care sector.
Yeah.
But we say it's nurseries or care homes, and nurseries is the sunny side of care.
It is. It really is. Well, I hope you guys found that interesting and useful. If you have any questions for the three of us, please pop them below. And we'll see you again at the next one.